able to make it out, the survivors. What are they telling you about the attack?
Their stories are absolutely horrific, but we've also been hearing incredible stories of great heroism. We did meet one couple that were a husband and wife team that are in fact radio presenters at one of the local stations here. The day of the attack, they were hosting a children's cooking show on the rooftop of the Westgate Mall that was absolutely packed with kids.
Kids are just running around in their little aprons, chopping up. We heard a series of gunshots. We called everyone to the corner, all the kids and the mums and the parents and everyone. And we said, get down, get down, get down on the floor. And just as we did that, the gunman tossed a grenade to where we were. The guy with the white shirt spoke first, and he said, we're from Somali, and we don't normally kill women and children. But then again, you've killed our women and children. His colleague next to him,
thin, tall, skinny face, black
he just opened fire.
I got shot here. I had so much blood everywhere. I thought she was dead, and I was holding a dead baby.
Now, they managed to get out because right after that happened, Alim, the husband there, stood up and...
The news continues after this break. Stay tuned. We go with the weather report courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Hello and welcome to the weather segment, beginning with a summary of the weather during the day today, followed by a forecast. The Gambia this afternoon was generally warm and sunny. And for what will follow, let's begin with a look at the satellite image captured at 16:30 hours, indicating the persistence of medium-level and convective systems stretching from the central to the Gulf of Guinea states of the continent. The north and the southern areas were generally dry and stable during the period. For our forecast tonight, conditions over the Gambia will be partly cloudy, humid, and occasionally breezy. Tomorrow will begin with a partly cloudy atmosphere. It will also be occasionally breezy and humid, with chances of rains, particularly over the eastern sector of the country. Winds will continue to be southwestern orientation, but generally light to moderate in speed. And morning temperature values will be 26 or 25 degrees Celsius across the country. We are expecting 32 degrees Celsius over Greater Banjul and the West Coast region, with 33 degrees Celsius as maximum temperature. The rest of the Gambia will be 34 degrees Celsius tomorrow afternoon. Low tides will be 0.5 meters at 7:14 a.m. and at 7:29 p.m. High tides will be 1.5 meters at 1:18 a.m. and 1.4 meters at 1:33. The sun will rise at 7 minutes to 7 o'clock and will set at 4 minutes past 1900 hours. Thank you and good night.
from weather to sports, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Usman Baji, has presided over the opening of the 4th Board of Directors meeting of the Organization of Military Sport in Africa. The 6-day convergence, which is underway in Banjul, is being attended by military chiefs from all over Africa. And as we hear in this report by MS Jallo, the Vice President, Dr. Esatun Sidi, also graced the opening ceremony.
6-day convergence of the Board of Directors of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, in short OSMA, got underway Tuesday morning in Banjul. The interface being hosted by the Gambia Armed Forces brought together military chiefs from all over Africa to discuss the activities of the continent's supreme body responsible for organizing sports activities amongst the continent's armed forces. Formed in May 1994 in the Guinean capital Conakry, the Organization of Military Sports in Africa promotes military sportsmanship, strengthens cordial ties and mutual understanding between member states, as well as share experiences through sports. Sports being a powerful unifying tool, the objective of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa seeks, among other things, to establish and maintain peace on the African continent.
OSMA, as a body, rely on its motto, that is friendship through sports. To defend our military values, military identities, and training, there is a need to develop a close dynamic cooperation between the armed forces of this great continent.
The Vice President of OSMA, Jean-Pierre Opembe, thanked the Gambia Armed Forces for hosting the 4th Board of Directors meeting before giving a rundown of some of the activities and competitions by OSMA, as well as the importance of the Banjul convergence. Presiding over the opening of the 4th board meeting, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Usman Baji, in turn registered his gratitude to the Organization of Military Sports in Africa for their trust and confidence in the Gambia Armed Forces to host this gathering. Sports, according to CDS Baji, forms an integral part of military life.
Sports has become an important integral part of military life, building skills, character, fitness, and boosting morale. At first, during the First World War, military authorities saw sports as a distraction, but from 1916, it was encouraged as a moral booster. Since then, it is becoming well organized in our various armed forces with the holding of many inter-services competitions here in the Gambia.
The Gambian CDS further challenged the delegates to come up with important roadmaps for the development of African military sport before declaring the event open.
The holding of various sporting activities represent unique opportunities to highlight the message of peace, stability, and unity. The various military sporting competitions also promote friendship and solidarity among African armed forces.
At that moment, the Vice President and Minister for Women's Affairs, who is also the chairperson of the National Security Committee, made her way into the hall to grace the final part of the opening ceremony. Dr. Esatun Sidi was then decorated. The Vice President's decoration was followed by the decoration of the Head of State, which was received on his behalf by Vice President Dr. Esatun Sidi.
On behalf of His Excellency the President, Chief Professor Alhaji Dr. Jame, Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces and Minister of Defense, and may I say by extension on behalf of his government and the entire Gambian people, we want to first of all thank the organizers for having this meeting here, meeting of directors. And secondly, for the decorations given to the various officials, because other officials also benefited who are members of the organization. We want to congratulate them on His Excellency's behalf and on behalf of the Gambian people and his government. But besides that, we want to thank them as well for the award, as well as the decoration given to His Excellency the President, Chief Professor Alhaji Dr. Jame. I think it's a well-deserved, definitely, award. His Excellency has played a pivotal role in promoting sports in the military in this country, in promoting sports in general, even beyond the military, civilian sports, and in upgrading the status of the military of the Gambia, in ensuring that they are a military to reckon with.
The opening ceremony paved the way for the working session, and for the next 6 days, these military officials will strive to consolidate the gains of the organization over the past 2 decades and then brainstorm on the way forward for African military sports.